Oops. Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar. This is the channel where I get so much Lego that I just needed to get my own Lego store. So that's what we've done today. We're going to be showing you this one-of-a-kind. I'm assuming this is rare. I've never seen it before other than this. But this is a Lego brand ribbon store. It's a Lego store display. So this is something, if you watch M&R vlogs, M&R Productions vlogging channel, on day one of Brick Fair, Alabama, he presented me with this box. Well, it wasn't this, it was another box, which I'll show you. And it's something we'd never seen before. He had picked it up at, I think, Brick Fair, Virginia, and he thought this was something that I would like, and he was absolutely right. This is right up my alley of the types of things that I like. I do collect Lego stores. So I got all the different little promotions that I can find. There are a handful that I probably don't have, these one-offs that they usually give away at a store when it's first opening. There, of course, are the sets that you can buy in the store, which the past few years they've had more of those available. And then there's things like the Lego house and other builds like that. But this is not something that you would ever normally be able to buy. In fact, I probably shouldn't have this. And this was never used. So this is what would be in one of the little cubby holes at a Lego brand store. And it is the Miniland figures. It is actually a Lego build of a Lego store. It's even got the this yellow brick at the top that's got the tubes on it. We got Lego sets on the wall. We got a couple of, actually we got 3 shoppers and 2 employees with very short skirts. I don't know why they got such short skirts. I've never seen a Lego employee with such short skirts. I don't even know if I've seen a Lego employee wearing a skirt. I think they always wear pants, at least the stores I've been to. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. But I'll show you the Miniland figures in here and all the details of this thing up close. But nothing in here is exclusive. So all of the parts you could theoretically acquire, and you could build this. You would just need the instructions, which I'm not going to provide. And there are a couple of non-official Lego techniques that you need to complete this, and one of those I have not yet applied. I probably will do it when I find a final spot to put this. It is actually too big to put on the shelves behind me. I had pictured putting it on one of the shelves, but it's about an inch or so too long. It's about 11.5, I think, 12 inches wide. It's about 23 inches wide. So yeah, it wouldn't fit. It would fit this way, but it was too deep for these shelves and the other shelves. I'd have to put it on one of the black 2-foot wide shelves, which I may end up doing that at some point. But for now, I just wanted to get it down here to show you. So the things that are not actual Lego pieces that you would need to do it officially is double-sided tape. So these wall shelves are not OSHA compliant. They're fully stocked too. There's like no spare place to put any Lego sets. They're full. It's unlike your Walmart that you go in. But yeah, full of Lego sets here from about 2013. I think this came out 2012, 2013. But these walls, they're not attached. I don't know why they didn't build it where it's attached. I guess, well, I'm going to talk about the instructions. I'm not going to show all the instructions, but they designed this in a way with the instructions that probably like 6 or 7, 8, 10 people could build it all at once to speed up the build. But I built this all by myself. No one helped me. But yeah, to make this be proper for the display, you need double-sided tape so that these walls actually stick. I don't know what ABR. I don't know why they don't lay flush. Maybe it's because of the way I built them, but I hope I didn't kill any of the patrons to my Lego store. I feel a lawsuit coming on. And that's why you need the double-sided tape. And the other thing that's not official Lego are these rods. And I actually wanted to do this video sooner, but I was trying to acquire these rods. I made the mistake of looking online, and I wasn't sure the exact dimensions. But for future reference, if you need to know, if you have a Technic brick, which are what are on these little holes that the rod goes in, that's 3/16. 3/16. I can't say it. 3/16. That doesn't even sound right. 16ths. 3/16 of an inch. That's the diameter of this rod. These are aluminum rods I got at Home Depot. They have 4 foot. They got 3 foot and 4 foot rods. The rods need to be 22 inches. And in the instructions it says you need 2 22-inch rods, which apparently these are like standard things that they have for their shelves or their displays at the store. These rods probably just lying around. That's what I'm assuming. I had hoped to go to a Lego store before I did this to ask them about the rods, if they could just show me in the store. Do they still use these rods? They may not even still use them because this is like 10 years old now. But yeah, these rods. So I bought a 4-foot section of these aluminum 3/16 diameter rods, cut them to 22 inches, and they fit perfectly in here. I did try some other things. I actually cut up a shelf, one of those wire rack shelves that you might see in a closet or something, and those were way too thin and they couldn't support the weight. In fact, this is still sagging a little bit. So there may be another material. These are made out of aluminum. Theirs may be made out of another material that's a little more solid. And it's not really sagging that bad. It's just it's about 1/8 of an inch sag here. But I'm pleased with how it turned out. They fit perfectly in there as far as the diameter. So for future reference, if you need a piece of metal for a Technic hole, it's 3/16 of an inch. So I'll give you some close-ups of this. We'll talk about the instructions, and eventually I'll find a place to put this. But I'm very pleased. Thank you again, Ryan. And now I'm going to go over there and see what damage I just caused to my Lego store. Probably have to shut it down now. So this is the box that it came in. This is what Ryan had it in, and I think it was Sands carrying it. Somebody was carrying it. It was dripping 1x1 round bricks. Don't know how many we might have lost out of there. It was leaking. But this is what the label says. CDC MC Kladno was where it was produced. It says the month was February, the year 2013. So this was when this particular thing was made, but it calls it a US 12 brand ribbon LBR store display there. And that's, yeah, so that's all the markings on it. It's just a thin box. It had these bags in it, and the bags were labeled. Everything was just like, it'd be like bulk. There's just a whole bunch of bricks, all the bricks you need, just crammed in a bag. Not the easiest way to build, but again, their employees would be building these things to put in their display at the store, I think. And like other model builds I've seen from the Lego store, they print them out. They may actually just email them the file and they print them, but the printout was already in here. There's no way I could have built this. I mean, I guess you could have kind of built it from looking at the pictures to get that, but yeah, you could probably build the whole wall. So I took the printouts and I put them in this binder, like so. Like here it's where it says you need the 4 pieces of double-sided 9-inch long tape, and I think, oh yeah, then you need 2 rods 22-inch long, and 3/16 is as wide as it can be to fit in that hole. I don't think a 1/4 inch would not fit, so yeah, so that's what you need. And then I guess it shows it in the display. Their rods do look a little sturdier than mine do there. But then you got the instructions. They show you how to build the figures. Oh, I'm giving away too much. They show you how to build displays. They show you how to build the store brick element. You see right there, it's got the tubes under it, just like you see in a real store. So it's not a 2x4 brick. It's just like a 2x3 basically. Then it shows you how to build the left wall, and the right wall. And yeah, the walls actually take the longest to build. The largest portion, the actual white part of the bricks, that was the easiest to build. But yeah, these walls with all the brick boxes, that was the most time-consuming portion to. Oh, my 2x4 brick fell over. And when I got done, I had a few extra pieces. I don't know if, pretty sure I built it right as far as like these white bricks. But yeah, there were a lot of 2x10s, 2x8s, 2x6s, 2x4s in there. And I imagine just the wall, it probably costs a couple $100 to build this. There's so many 2x10s and 2x8s. I don't know how many, I didn't count them, but I imagine you're looking at a couple $100 just to build the wall. I could be wrong. And then you got all these little displays. Let's see how we do it. Let's show you the figures. I think I'll do that first. Oh, let's see, we had some of our sets fall on the floor and some of the 1x1s. Starting to look like a real Lego store, but anyway, here's our figures. We got this little girl. This, I think, is my favorite of the figures, with her pretty poofy dress and her pigtails on the side. I thought that was really a nice little touch. But yeah, that's a girl. I'm assuming this is a boy. Okay. Looks like an Enderman or something. He's not the most sturdy. I wonder if you need like tape to keep these guys from falling over in the store. I don't know how they maybe put a little tacky tape right there. Then we got our grandma. I guess she brought the kids because it's the only other adult. So I'm assuming she brought her grandkids in here. She's got her cane so she can slap these people with her cane if she gets mad. I don't think that's what actually happens. But that's the grandma. Then we got our two employees. I think these are the employees. One's a little taller than the other, but they got the short skirts. Those aren't pants, are they? Are they wearing tan pants? And that skirt is an apron? It just looks like a short skirt. That's what it looks like to me. Because our legs are the same color as their faces and their hands. So you tell me. Wait, is this a man or a woman? It's a woman. It's got to be a woman, right? Whoops. Oh, I just took out the grandma. That's why the grandma has the umbrella. Did I call it a cane? I think it's an umbrella to knock these employees when they get out of line. But yeah, that's our two Lego. This thing keeps turning. Piece is not. I think it's supposed to go that way. Yeah, these are frustrating. These little mini Lynn characters. But that's the 5 characters that we get. So one thing it showed in the picture on the instructions was this 2x4 red Duplo brick. There wasn't one in the package, so I don't know if that's something that was supposed to be in there, or maybe they just said get it out of your stock or something. But yeah, that's the one of the things I had to add. I didn't have a piece for. And there's one other part I substituted. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, the 2x4 Duplo brick represents the giant brick at the opening. And then I'm not sure what 1x1s are supposed to go in there. So they had all these white, blue, yellow, red, and tan. So I used those. And I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be. Is it Brickley? I think it's Brickley. I think it's supposed to be like the Lego dragon or sea monster or whatever. But it shows this in every one of these little displays. Each display is a little bit different than the other, except that piece inside the case is the same. I'm thinking it's Brickley. I'm losing pieces all over the place here. But yeah, here's another one like that. Oh, he lost a bunch of pieces out of there. Again, I don't know what pieces were supposed to go in there. And since some were leaking out, I added a few from my own collection just to make sure. And then they got these red and green and blue 1x1s. I guess this is some kind of build station. It's not a Build-A-Fig because everything in here is this. So 5 build stations, and they all have that figure. So tell me what you think. Is that Brickley? I think it's Brickley. Again, this is from 2013. So I was trying to think of what themes were out there in 2013 that this might have been related to. And it's from February, so I don't know what was going on. Don't know what it's supposed to be. But that's what it is. All right, and then here's our 3 cash registers. My Lego store, I think, only has 2 cash registers, so this is a big Lego store. So that's what we got going on there. And then here's our walls. I'll pull these off. So these are the only pieces that aren't attached. That one and this one here, this 1x4 goes up here. If I can get it in there. Boom. No, it's going to fall. Oops. There. Let me pull it out. So this is the left wall. We got a lot. All right, yeah, everybody in the comments below, let me know what the themes are. Again, we're 2013. Where's the Chima section? Is Chima still out in 2013? There's probably a Technic section, but we got all these blue boxes. We got the gray ones. We got some black, and then we got yellow over here on the end. And we got a bat there. We have a red flower, and we got this fish. And this is the piece I had to order from Bricklink. It was not in the thing. There was one other animal, and it just didn't look right. That was included in my package. It was this green frog, which I'm assuming, again, I'm assuming they used this display more than 1 year, but by the time 2013 came around, this piece was out of production. So I'm thinking they put the frog to substitute, but that frog just didn't look right in that big case. And the instructions showed this trans pinkish red fish ornament that had been discontinued for like 5 years by the time this came out. So that's why I put that in there, because that is what the instructions showed. And this, like I said, I don't know why they didn't put studs on this. It's the only piece. Everything else is attached by studs, and you can kind of see on the back how they did it with the studs to hold those pieces into place, except for that one, which I keep losing. And this is the right wall. We got a cat. We got, what is that, a spider and a crab. But it's all blue and yellow sets. And then you got the little holes. I forgot to mention that on the other one. It had these little portholes too, which would have your little mini builds or set builds, I think, in there. But yeah, that's the right side wall. So yeah, it's pretty plain and generic. As far as the walls, nothing to attach anything to. That's the underside of the brick. But yeah, just pretty plain, but a lot of bricks. So here's the step with that fish. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I ordered, when I did my Bricklink order from Just Bricks, I also got the orange one and the gray one. I think there's another color, but none of them looked. That has to be this one. That's the only one that could possibly be that color. So I used that, but again, I think they substituted the frog because this piece was out of production. So the Lego brand store is now mine. Thank you again, M&R Ryan, M&R Productions, for this. I really appreciate it, and I love having one-of-a-kind things. So this store display, something that I shouldn't own, that probably should have been destroyed or recycled or whatever they do with stuff. This one was, as I was building it, it was clear that it had never been assembled. Even though it was just a big bag of parts, you can kind of tell that they never put this together. It would have never got back in the bags. It would have never disassembled it into that thing. And then like the bag that had the minifigure parts, it was all the Miniland parts, it was all there. And yeah, the way they had it grouped. But this is pretty cool. I am quite pleased with this, and tell me what you think of it in the comments below. Let me know what sets are on the shelves. I couldn't tell. But it's my store, I should know, right? So I own a rare official Lego brand store now that needs some double-sided tape. All right, so I'm going to go find a place to put this until I give it a clean spot on the shelf for later. Don't ask me for the instructions. You probably got sneak peeks of them. Probably build some of the things from what if you freeze frame it. But yeah, I want to keep this one kind of exclusive. So I'm not, I'm selfish that way. I'm not going to be sharing the instructions. If this was some type of rare set, like something that you could have won or you could have bought that just nobody had posted the instructions. I might post them, but since this is what it is, I'm going to keep these private to myself. No, I don't even know if anybody else want to build it. So yeah, let me know, and I will see you guys again in another video. Not only do I have a Bricklink store, now I have a Lego store. I'll see you. Take care. I don't know how to end videos anymore. Probably have an earthquake. Oops. Must be in San Francisco.